All right, so I'm gonna take us off. I am shared. We should be in all of the events right now. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to show you guys this ice cream. So in the meantime, I was able to, I'll turn it on me. In the meantime, I was able to get my dishes washed, and I left our cookies in the fridge. You know, obviously the longer you can chill them, the better, because then once you put your ice cream or your frozen yogurt or whatever it is, yes, that's awesome. So the longer you can chill them, the better, because then it won't melt all over the place once you're trying to assemble your sandwiches. So mine are completely chilled, and you guys, this is another reason why I never bake. Because I just have no control and self-will, and I can't help myself. But you know what? I figure that's okay, because if we have only 5 ice cream sandwiches, we are totally gonna survive. So here's my cookies that came out, and I thought they did look a little dark, but they're not super hard. Like, I can totally bend them and they won't break apart, which is what you are looking for. And I don't remember if I mentioned this earlier, but what I would recommend when you pull them out before you are going to press them together is to trim the edges. So like here, they grew over the side of the well a little bit. And so what I would do, and of course, because we're eating these ourselves, I would just, you know, nibble it off. But if you can just kind of pick like the sides of the cookie off, or maybe you want to pop them out and, you know, use a scissor on it, or you could put it on a cutting board to trim the edges. They do recommend trimming the edges just because then our centerpiece fits in there a little bit better. Last time I did not trim my edges. They were totally fine, and I just had to push it in really hard, and basically these center lines in this well just, you know, broke them apart, and they were fine. So again, with the silicone bases, these pop out really easily, and that is really nice. So those will get ready. I have to show you guys like the main event. So here's our ice cream. It is so good, you guys. Oh my gosh, I can't even explain it. Of course, I had to try it when it came out, make sure it was okay. Hi, you guys, whoever jumped on, let me know that you're here. And if you guys have questions, post them in the comments. I can see those. But yeah, the ice cream is so delicious. It's like the best vanilla ice cream I've ever had in my life. And again, a super simple recipe. So this, you see how soft that is still, like a nice soft serve. This was done churning within the 20 minutes that I set it on. It was perfect. And I took the paddle out, scraped off the paddle, put the lid back on it, and put it right in the freezer. And so that's also been sitting in the freezer since I was on with you guys last. So I'm gonna put you back up in my holder, and we are gonna fill our sandwiches, and you guys can see how this looks. Okay, so I'm just gonna put my ice cream here right on the side, and I'm using my smallest mix-in scraper right now. So what we're gonna wanna do is take our middle piece here again, and you guys can probably hear this, I'll be quiet, but you'll just fit the 2 little pegs right here that are sticking up. You'll just fit right into these center holes here, and you're just going to want to apply pressure, apply pressure pretty evenly, and just push down. There, you can hear it crunching my cookies. That's because I didn't trim the edges. So if you don't trim your edges, you'll have to push down a little bit harder. But again, my last batch, it worked out perfectly for me just to push it down like that. And that trimmed my edges for me. It was perfect. So I'm gonna use my smallest mix-in scraper here again to get my ice cream out. And it'll be up to you guys how you wanna do this. Last time I filled the wells so they were pretty even on the top, and just made them flush, and that was it. If you want it to be a little bit thinner, you know, that's totally up to you how much you wanna put in there. So you'll just fill all 6 of the wells. And I only did a half a batch of ice cream again, which was perfect with the temperature of my base. And so I'm not sure if this ice cream is gonna fill all 6 of the wells, but I'll still fill what I got, and you guys will see how this turns out. So you can never have enough scrapers on hand. I have all 6 of our sizes, and I probably use at least 4 of them every day. And I have finalized results here for you guys as well from my last batch that I made. The last batch I made was a sugar cookie on the outside for the sandwich part, and then I did my strawberry Greek frozen yogurt, which I did post that recipe in your guys' parties today, so you all have access to that. And I made ice cream sandwiches with that, and they were super delicious. And again, you know, it's a little bit healthier, I guess, because you're eating the Greek frozen yogurt instead of ice cream on the inside. And they do suggest, of course I'm thinking of this now, they do suggest that you use a softened ice cream to fill these, so they're easier to spread, so the ice cream is easier to spread. So if you're doing a store-bought ice cream, or you know, frozen yogurt or anything else, I would make sure you let it sit out on the counter for a couple minutes before you start. And it looks like I'm gonna have, actually, I'm not gonna fill that one because that's the cookie that I ate. So this is softening up just great. I'm gonna smooth these out. And let's see here, no comments yet or no questions. You guys, as you're watching, if you have other questions, just post them in the comments. I think I want a little bit more in that one. And these are really nice. Again, I cut ours in half, the last batch that I made, because you know, I figure I don't need to sit and eat an entire ice cream sandwich every time I want a little treat. And you could also cut them into 4s and quarter them. You can make them into cute little triangles, and you could serve them that way too. I'll put a little more in that one. So basically, you guys, this is it. You're watching me do the not fun part again here of getting these filled. But once they're filled and everything's smooth out how you want it to be, a little bit more still, and this will all press together once you get the other side on too. That one's really soft. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that just like that. So now what you want to do, you're going to take your other silicone mold that I had over on the stove right next to me. You're going to take your other mold, and hopefully your cookies will be in there and they'll stick to it so that you can flip it on top. Now mine are kind of popping out already. So what I'm gonna do is take my other mold and just lay that down flat, and you definitely wanna make sure these are on a flat surface. This one, I think I'm just gonna trim the edge off a little tiny bit. And that can go right inside my ice cream, and that will be a little fun filling. See, now I'm just literally breaking it off with my hands. But you know, I'm kind of picky with stuff, so it's up to you guys how much you wanna do it. But so you're literally just gonna flip it over right on top. And so if your ice cream's really melted, or again, if you're leaving this part on the bottom, you're gonna wanna make sure you do it quick, because either your cookies could fall out or your ice cream could drip out. So all I've been doing again is just pressing down really firmly, and I'll show you guys. So this lighter orange part here in the center is that harder plastic piece that we used for our ice cream wells. Hi Jesse, how's it going? Hope your guys' yard is all cleaned up. Yeah, and that's it. So you guys, you'll just want to press it down again. You can see the outlines of all the cookies here. So press firmly, and press Press evenly and press firmly, and you literally just press it down to the point where you think it's good. I kind of like to check all the sides to make sure it looks like it's in there. And again, you'll hear more crunching if you did not trim your cookies like me. And this is literally it. So you'll have this whole base and you'll just slide this. Oh, look, see, that's even slipping out. Your cookies come out really nicely, which is the nice part when you're done. You'll literally just set this whole thing flat in your freezer. They recommend that you leave it in your freezer for at least 4 hours to set. And again, the longer you can leave it, the better. Here's my half-eaten cookie. So that's gonna go in the freezer here once I get done, but I wanna show you guys my results of my last one since I have these out so you can see them. Now this again is the sugar cookie dough. I have them wrapped individually just in wax paper. We'll turn that light off. I have them wrapped in wax paper. And let's see. Sorry guys, just can't do this as well without my assistant. So here's my results from my last batch that I did. Try focus in there. So they get pretty thick if you fill the well all the way. And I literally just cut them right in half, which worked out really nicely. And again, you have the super cute design on the outside. And yeah, they were probably in the freezer for a good 6 to 8 hours before I took them out to cut them, and I just chopped them all right in half. So there you have it, you guys. I'm gonna set that baby in the freezer, and once I take them out tomorrow morning, they will have had plenty of time to set. I will post a picture in the comments for you guys to see. If you have any other questions, make sure you comment here or post in your parties and let me know, and I'll get back to you guys. Have a good night.